Team Trollers, and welcome to a new video. This video is my review of WWE Great Balls of Fire. A couple minutes before the show starts, just wanted to do this little intro here, and pre-show just finished, and I can say that I am at least one up on my predictions, but the way that match finished was just like, it was sad. It was just sad. Just the entire thing was just sad. Just like, it was a pretty good match. It was a decent match, you know, throughout the most of the show, and then the end where like Neville put Akira, like made him drop onto the top rope on his nuts, and then his great balls of fire, baby. And kicked the rope into his nuts again, and then gave him like a gut kick, like a spinning back kick to the gut, and then that's how he won. Then even what even was that finish? I'm assuming there's gonna be a rematch at some point, and I guess that's why this match was on the pre-show, because they knew they just had the worst finish in the world for this match, so they just decided, hey, stick it on the pre-show. Probably gonna be a decent match, but you know, stupid finish. We gotta treat the fans right. Can't make them pay for this. So yeah, the pre-show, yeah, match was good until like the ending. So yeah, but I'll be back just in a second with my full review, which will be after the show ends. And yeah, I'll see you then, I guess. I am back. It is the next day, and yeah, so Great Balls of Fire was pretty good. I must admit, it was pretty good. Probably the best one so far in this like post-Mania, pre-Summerslam season. I mean, good for this season. Like the best, saying something's the best out of the worst of the bunch is kind of like, you know, I mean, it's not exactly that good, anyways. But I enjoyed it. I mean, it's fairly, you know, average like every other one. But you know, it's still good at being average, if you know what I mean. But hoping Battleground is just as good. You know, Punjabi Prison. AJ versus Kevin for the United States Championship, where AJ is both the #1 contender and the champion because WWE just don't know what to do. But yeah, let's get into the individual matches. I already talked about the Cruiserweight match earlier on. Retrospect, still think it was kind of stupid, but I mean, it was still a good match, like throughout until the ending. Anyways, first match here is Bray Wyatt taking on Seth Rollins, and of course Bray Wyatt beat Seth Rollins. You're seeing my score for the match, the matches as we go on. I was not expecting Bray to win whatsoever. Like, I mean, I'm fine with him winning, you know, but it's like, it's kind of weird. I mean, like, I don't get what Bray or Seth really gained from having this feud whatsoever. Like, I mean, if they, I made a joke about them being cheaters, but still, like, I mean, they could bring in the whole fact that Bray thinks he's a god, you know, he thinks, like, he's some kind of, you know, mystical being, and of course Seth is the atheist here, you know, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't, he's, like, they should play into that just a lot more, a bit, you know, so, yeah, they really just have no point to this feud whatsoever. But, yeah, that match was pretty good, though. Bray won with a eye poke, and the Sister Abigail. So at least, you know, the win wasn't exactly clean. I mean, obviously, Bray Wyatt isn't going to beat something completely clean, you know, but it was still a fun match, with some cool spots and everything. Some spots I remember, like I marked down, I got notes, was the apron DDT. This right here is the funniest bit, because, like, Seth is the cover star of the game of 2K18, and then Bray Wyatt here comes and hits an apron DDT. It's like, you guys cannot try to advertise this game. Like, you can't advertise this game more explicitly, man. Like, I'm serious. You can't, man. It's like you do an apron DDT to the cover star of the game. You are obviously selling this game to us. I mean, come on. And then another one, which I don't know why I marked this down, but it was still a pretty like weird move, was the top rope reverse stunner thing that Bray did. It was really weird. Like it was a jawbreaker or something from the top rope. It was really weird. But it looked brutal. It looked brutal. But yeah, so as I said, good match. Next up here we have Big Cass taking on Enzo Amore, or should I say just eating Enzo Amore, because it was murder. Like that was straight up murder. I mean, not exactly straight up murder. We had straight up murder later on in the night. Pretty much this show is just about murdering your opponent. Like pretty much top to bottom is just everybody getting just like murdered, like dead. You know? Like everybody's dead. Everybody's dying at Great Balls of Fire. It's raining fire. But yeah, like Enzo had like 1% of the offense, and then like Cash just like nah, and then just like murdered him throughout the whole thing. So extra notes is that Big Cass's theme sounded pretty cool. I haven't heard the full thing like properly. Because you know there was commentary and stuff. But yeah, like it sounded pretty cool. And then there was a thing with the Titantron. A lot of things happened with these Titantrons tonight, and it happened with Big Cass. He put his head in front of the seat in the Titantron. So I mean, there was that, and then later on with Sasha and Alexa. People just have no chill sometimes. They have to just like find these things. They somehow always find these things. I don't even know, man. But yeah, Big Cass's theme sounded cool, and Enzo's pre-match promo was like insane. You know, it was great, man. Enzo probably like top 5 best promo worker on the card, on the roster, should I say, right now. Like the whole roster, like NXT, Raw, SmackDown, all of it. I really don't know what they'll do. I think they'll probably make him like a manager or something. I have an idea for Enzo, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, so his pre-match promo was great, and a spot I got from it, because it was pretty much just like Big Cass murdering Enzo. So you really can't just say there was a spot. It was just, you know, moves. It was just Big Cass murdering him. But the fireman's carry over the top rope that Big Cass did was just like, wow. That was just not, that was ow. Just dang, man. But yeah, you're probably saying why the low score. I really can't rate a squash match high. Like you really can't. Like it was fun, it was cool, you know, like just absolute just destruction. But still, it's like you really can't give this like a good match rating. Like it wasn't exactly a match; it was just a beatdown. Like. What are you gonna do? So, yeah, but that's it for that. Next up here, we have Cesaro taking on the Hardy Boys, and they beat them in the 30-minute Iron Man match, 4-3. Most of it was pretty good. I actually missed, I actually missed it because my internet, like, cuts out. Like, my stupid internet, I don't know why it does this. Like, apparently I read online that you have to, like, move the box, or like there's too many things connected to it or something that causes it to do that. I don't know, but it was stupid. It cut out like 8 minutes of the match. So I missed like 8 minutes of it, and then you know, so like I saw the first 10 minutes, and I saw like the last 10 minutes. I missed most of the middle bit, but for what I saw, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Probably second best match of the night. Not best match, but like second best. Well, probably the best match. Obviously, the last hour was sort of like, you know, good segmenting, if you know what I mean. But like match-wise, this was probably the best match. Sheamus and Cesaro pulling the fusion ha. I mean, they already got Cesaro, right? I mean, they might as well just go to like the storage place that Seth tried to blow down or something. I don't even know, in the 2K18 trailer. Like, go over to like one of those like storage areas, right? Get the New Day's Dragon Ball Z gear they had at WrestleMania last year, and then just go full Dragon Ball Z, because they're doing the fusion, they got Cesaro, like, they got the fusion of the names. They might as well just go full Dragon Ball Z at this point, man. Like, they have all the names, they have all the gimmicks pretty much now. Professional Warriors, The Bar, Cesaro, like, guys, you might as well just go full Dragon Ball Z and just call yourself Cesaro, okay? But, yeah. But the match was great. The finish, I felt kind of disappointed by. But I guess, you know, the Cesaro or heels and sort of plays into their, like implicit storyline of just, you know, you can't beat the Hardys clean, which they're sort of showing off. Because, like, Cesaro beat them at Extreme Rules. It wasn't completely clean. And, like, it wasn't completely fair, and then here they had to, like, pull some cheap tactics by Cesaro just running around the ring. Pulling a Bo Dallas around the ring, but, yeah, I felt kind of, like, it was kind of, about the ending, but it was still a great match. Probably one of the better tag matches of the year. It's a shame the Hardys are, like, 40 years old. Like, if they were in their prime, or at least, like, 2009 era, I think it was, like, the Hardys, like, peak in WWE at least. That was like their peak in terms of like ring ability and like great matches. Like if they were at that point and they fought Cesaro at that point, this would be best match, like top 5 best match of the year. Obviously, you know, like it's got nothing on Okada and Omega, but still. But yeah. I would have preferred a clean finish to the feud, though. That would have been nice, but I really want to know what Jeff and Matt are going to do after this, but probably going to, like, break up and start feuding or do something. I don't know what they could do with Jeff and Matt. This feud has to end. Like, this thing has been going on for so long. Like, we've had 3 matches already. Like, if they continue this over to SummerSlam, it just feels like they just don't know what to do. I mean, they've broken up all their tag teams already, so I guess, you know, not much of a choice. But, yeah, so some spots that I got here was when, Sheamus and Cesaro did like that combo white noise like diving thing to get when they got their second fall. Like I thought that looked pretty cool. Obviously it didn't do anything really. It was just Sheamus doing the white noise and then like Cesaro pushing him from the top rope. But it looked cool at least. The Matt doing the moonsault was like insane. That was clean. That was clean. Then Matt doing the twist of fate off of the top rope again was clean. I swear Sheamus died after that. Somehow, someway, Matt was the one who got busted open instead of Sheamus, but and then the Hardys doing the double dive that they always do, like back in the day, like when they jump off the top rope together and land on one guy. Those were some pretty cool spots. This match has a bunch of good spots, and like Matt just like deleting Cesaro also, like pretty much the entire match. Like when he was doing the head slams on the apron and then like doing it on the turnbuckle. That has to be in the game, by the way. Like if they don't have that move for Matt in 2K18, where Matt just goes insane. That should be an OMG moment. Just Matt going insane, like full broken mode, just like delete. That was amazing. Anyways, next up here, we got Sasha Banks taking on Alexa Bliss, and of course Sasha won by DQ or count out, I think actually. Yeah, it was count out. Probably like weakest match, to be honest. Like it was average, like to good. Like it was average to good. Like that's sort of the Alexa Bliss level. Like they're average to good at best. Like Alexa can't exactly have fantastic like 4 or 5-star matches, but you know she still has decent matches. You know, decent matches. But I feel like they're saving this for SummerSlam. Obviously, like, it was just, like, it was more of a teaser, really, for, like, their SummerSlam rematch than an actual match, which is kind of a shame. They did sort of the same thing with AJ and Kevin at Backlash, where it was good. It was good, you know, probably the best match of the night, but then the finish was dirty, and like you really just felt kind of underwhelmed, which I had with the main event too, but I still enjoyed the main event. But like this match was kind of just like, so yeah, I guess you have to wait until SummerSlam to see an actual match, because this was just pretty much a waste of time in my opinion. It was still good, but it was still like, you guys can do so much better. Like they pretty much hit none of their finishers, like technically. I mean, Sasha hit like the bank statement without the backstabber bit to it, and then like Alexa tried doing the thing with the twisted bliss, sparkle splash, whatever you call it, really. Yeah, but I guess I'll have to wait until I guess you'll have to wait until SummerSlam. The post-match attack is what really gets this match over for me. Because, like, when Sasha was like, nah! And then it just, like, went to kill Alexa. And then Alexa, I think, nearly hit a DDT on the announce table. Sasha put her down. And then, of course, my main spot, which wasn't even in the match, but, you know, it was still a cool spot, was when Sasha did the double knees on the announce table. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Yeah, so that's it for that match. Next up, we have the Intercontinental Championship match. The Miz taking on Dean Ambrose, and of course, The Miz retained, of course, by dirty tactics, of course. Bo and Curtis are pretty cool managers. I kind of enjoy them as, like, The Miz's lackeys, you know. But, yeah, it was a decent match, but pretty much what you would expect from Miz and Ambrose. Like, they don't have good, like, top quality matches. They're not about top quality matches, they're more about their characters. Which, obviously, in this sort of era, when, like, people just care about the wrestling, and, like, the characters are sort of secondary, like, they complement the wrestling, but people really just care about the wrestling now. Like, just having a match between two guys who really just, like, they understand their characters, they're really good at the character work, but they aren't good, like, in-ring wise. Really, just, you can't have good matches, and this feud has been going on since Royal Rumble time, like, since January, so please end. Just please end. That's pretty much my review for everything here. Just please end. But, yeah, next up, a spot I got from it was the lunatic elbow on the Mr. Rosh and Miz. Dean did, to the outside. That was a pretty cool spot. Next up, we have Braun Strowman taking on Roman Reigns, and I'm bordering on like 20 minutes already, so I'm gonna have to go faster. The main event, obviously, pretty fast, anyways. Braun, R.I.P. Rest in peace, my man. Like, I don't even know when you were born, but you obviously died last night. You obviously died and then turned into a zombie. He turned into a zombie. So pretty much the match was already good. Like, it was a pretty good, solid match, you know. Like the Braun going through the LED screen, all of it was top notch. The finish was incredible, but then Roman just decided, hey, you're not gonna beat me like that. You're not making me look like a punk, man. You know, I gotta go fight Brock at SummerSlam, man. You can't do this to me. So he decided to spear Braun from the ambulance, which was, like, insane. Like, pretty much Roman flew. And then he decided to just kill Braun. He decided to go full Grand Theft Auto and murder Braun Strowman with the ambulance. Rammed him into the semi-truck. It was brutal. It was crazy. Like, Braun died. He died and then turned into a zombie. You saw how he was walking. You saw how he was talking. You saw how he looked. He was bleeding all over. My man is a zombie now. They better pull a full-on Undertaker gimmick for Braun. For Braun now. He just is a walking zombie like the Undertaker is. I'm telling you. It was crazy. People are saying it's a double turn. I don't really think that. You know, Roman's sort of like a tweener, so can't really be heel or face, and even then, like, Braun is technically a massive monster heel anyways, but if it is in fact a double turn, like, if people really think, like, Roman turned heel and then Braun turned face, might as well just give Enzo over to Braun now, because Big Cass murdered Enzo early on in the night. Braun now, full-on zombie Braun, can't talk anything. He needs a manager. He needs somebody to talk to him. Enzo can be like the zombie wrangler or whatever. He can be Michonne. And he can help Braun. And then, like, Braun can go murder Big Cass at SummerSlam. Braun Strowman, Big Cass, SummerSlam. That would be insane. Obviously, skip all the zombie gimmicks. But still. So, obviously, some spots I got from the match, a lot of spots, was the drive-by kick that Roman did to Braun on the post. That was pretty insane. Braun just, like, not accepting those chair shots, and, like, Roman just hitting him, and Braun's like, come on, hit me harder, man. Hit me harder, man. That was pretty funny. Like, Braun went full on, like Gear 4 on this, man. Just, like, you can't touch him. Then Braun just, like, tossing Roman in the ambulance. They did that on Raw, but still a cool spot. Braun, like, ramming himself through the LED screen, like I said earlier. That was That was pretty crazy. Like, the LED screen started glitching out and everything was amazing. The mic cut out there, but yeah, I was saying, Roman spearing himself into the ambulance after like Braun pulling a straight up Matrix dodge, and then popping back out like, "I'm not finished with you." Like Roman, if only Roman had said, "I'm not finished with you," when he popped out the ambulance, I would have marked out. I would have actually marked out. And pretty much speared this man from the ambulance. And the funny thing is, as soon as Roman was starting to reverse, that's when my internet cut out again, and I had to go look it up on my computer. Oh, I hate my internet sometimes, man. But yeah, that match was fun. I was full up of just great spots and like just yeah, definitely like probably the best match of the night. I feel like better than their match at Payback, because obviously this one had a lot more, there's a lot more back and forth. That match at Payback was much more of a squash, in my opinion. So, yeah, and time for the main event. Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion, defending his title for the first time since winning it at WrestleMania against the Destroyer, Samoa Joe. And, the match was cool, you know. Definitely not what it could have been, but it was still pretty good. Like probably one of the better matches on the card. Yeah, it was pretty fun. It's pretty much what you expect from like Brock Lesnar nowadays. Samoa Joe, I feel like they could have done more, but I think since like Roman and Braun went over, like pretty much went over their like time, they had to bring out Heath and Kurt, you know, to just keep the crowd hot or whatever. I don't even know, but. I think because that went pretty much overtime, Brock and Joe didn't have enough time to do much. So yeah, but it was practically a squash. Like it was just one F5. Like it was a few Germans and then one F5, and pretty much Joe only did like his like Enzugiri thing in the corner and the Coquina clutch. There wasn't much that he did after, you know, the pre-match beatdown. Simply because Joe pretty much was like, "No!" and just beat him up whilst Paul was announcing him and putting him for the table, which is which is the spot that I highlighted. Like I really enjoyed that, him putting him for the table, and yeah, I really enjoyed that match, even though it was pretty short, like around 6 minutes, I think, from what I've heard. It was still really cool, and yeah, I hope there's a rematch, because if there's no rematch, like that was just the one match between Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe, I'll be disappointed. I'm pretty much, I think this is good, but like this is not as good a match as they could have. So, like, there has to be a rematch at some point. I don't know when, but they should have a rematch. I don't think at SummerSlam. I think Roman's going against Brock at SummerSlam. But if they do end up just having a rematch between Brock and Joe, that's exactly what I feel like. I feel like it should happen at probably, like, Hell in a Cell? No, not Hell in a Cell. Probably, like, oh yeah, actually Hell in a Cell, because there's Clash of Champions or whatever before that. Actually, I don't think it's Clash of Champions. I think it's No Mercy they have now on Raw. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, so that's my review of Great Balls of Fire. Of course, you saw the score that I have for the pay-per-view overall. It sort of it was sort of like the first 2 hours was sort of in my opinion. I mean, besides the tag match, like first 2 hours was sort of but the last hour they just went insane, like balls to the wall. They're great balls of fire to the wall, and put on quite the show. But yeah, that's it for my review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Troll on, baby.